It is September and we are down to the final month of the baseball season. It's been a long, grueling grind for the players this year, and some of the divisions are already decided. Take, for example, the American League Central. The White Sox are up 10 games on the Indians. The National League Central, the Brewers up 10.5 games on the Reds. So the book is shut on those divisions as far as I'm concerned, but there's still a lot of interesting baseball to be played and a lot of divisions still to be decided. The Dodgers just took first place from the slumping San Francisco Giants for the first time in months. In the American League East, you have two of the hottest teams in the Yankees and the Rays, and the Oakland Athletics are down just 5 games to the Houston Astros. Oh, and the National League East is still up for grabs, I guess. So today, we're going to go around and predict the division winners for each of these divisions. Guys, let me know in the comment section below, who do you think is going to win each of these divisions that I covered today? So let's start with the most intriguing battle in baseball. That's between the San Francisco Giants and the Los Angeles Dodgers for the National League West. The Giants held first place for 117 consecutive days. That was until last night when Max Scherzer took the mound for the Dodgers and they completed a sweep of the Braves to take a half-game lead in the division. And speaking of Max Scherzer, him and Trey Turner, two of the biggest acquisitions at this year's trade deadline, have been everything the Dodgers could have hoped for and more. In 24 games, Turner has a .319 average and a 128 OPS plus. And Max Scherzer? Well, he's only the second player in MLB history to have 50 plus strikeouts and a sub 1.3 ERA with a team in his first 6 appearances since Randy Johnson. The Giants made a deadline move themselves, acquiring Chris Bryant from the Cubs, and he's been great, but the Giants have not been playing so well over the last 2 weeks. They've lost 4 in a row and 5 of 6 and sacrificed what was a 5-game lead dating back to August 13th. And to make things even more interesting, the Dodgers and the Giants are facing off in their final series of the season beginning tomorrow. I'm sure there'll be no shortage of security guards needed this weekend in San Francisco. Taking a look at the remainder of each of these team schedules, they're very comparable. The Giants have the 13th most difficult schedule, the Dodgers with the 12th most. The Dodgers have 3 left against the Brewers and 6 against the Padres. The Giants have 3 against the Braves and 10, yeah, that's right, 10 games remaining against San Diego. Each team will get to beat up on the Diamondbacks and the Rockies, so it may come down to who can beat up on their NL West rival the best, but for my money, the Los Angeles Dodgers are going to win the National League West. I honestly don't understand how the San Francisco Giants have even gotten to where they are right now. Every veteran like Buster Posey, Brandon Crawford, and Brandon Belt are having resurgent seasons, and meanwhile other guys like Wade LeBlanc, Kevin Gossman, and Anthony DeSclafani are having career years. 120 games into the season, it's not fool's gold. They're a legit team, but the Dodgers just have too much firepower. Their lineup was already stacked, and then they went out and got Trey Turner. Now they're getting Mookie Betts back healthy, Cody Bellinger is hitting his stride, and in the rotation, Mad Max is looking like vintage Scherzer, and there's just no way you can convince me otherwise that the Dodgers won't come out on top in the NL West. Let's move over to the American League East. Now, a month ago, this division looked a lot different. The Yankees were only a few games over 500, barely in the conversation for the wild card, while the Rays were trying to knock the Red Sox off the top of the American League East. On July 30th, the Sox had a 1.5 game lead in the East. As we sit here today, they are 10.5 games in 3rd place. The Red Sox big addition at the trade deadline was Kyle Schwarber, and since he's been activated, he's been productive for them. They also got Chris Sale back, and he's been pitching well for them, but it just hasn't been enough. The Red Sox are 19-27 since July 5th and have been ravaged by a COVID outbreak that's taken a lot of players away from them. Meanwhile, the Yankees made 2 big trades at the deadline. First for Joey Gallo, and then for Anthony Rizzo, 2 lefties to help balance out their lineup. Even though Rizzo got COVID and Joey Gallo's just been all right for them, the Yankees pulled off a 13-game winning streak and were 22 games above 500. The Yankees leapfrogged the Red Sox in the standings and took 2nd place. And even though the Yankees had that winning streak, they still lost ground to the Rays during that time. If you played the Tampa Bay Rays during August, you probably didn't have a great time. The Rays went 21-5 during August, their 2nd month of 21 plus wins during a calendar year. They're only the 2nd team to ever do that, and they entered September with the best record in all of baseball. They currently have a 7-game lead over the Yankees and 9 games over the Red Sox, and if you ask me, The AL East is theirs. Now, look, this lead is not insurmountable. The Yankees can go on another long winning streak, but the Rays just don't lose. The Yankees lost a full game in the standings to the Rays despite a 13-game winning streak. And the Red Sox have just looked uncompetitive over the last month, but the Rays have hit their stride and been consistent all season long. So they are my pick for the American League East. Let's go to the American League West. The Houston Astros have held first place for most of this season. They're being chased by the Oakland Athletics, who are 5 games behind them. But they've not been playing so well. They lost 11 of 14 games and recently suffered a 6-game losing streak that saw them lose 3 games in the division to the Astros. And to make matters worse, the Athletics have the 7th most difficult schedule remaining in Major League Baseball. On the bright side, they have 5 remaining against the Astros, which is an opportunity for them to make up some ground. But on the downside, they have 7 remaining against the Seattle Mariners, who are only a game and a half behind them. And how about those Seattle Mariners trying to end their 21-year playoff drought? They have one of the easier schedules, 6 against the Diamondbacks and 3 against the Kansas City Royals. As great of a surprise as they've been this season, I don't think this is the year that the playoff drought ends. The Astros have hummed along all season, riding that offense that's one of the top in almost every offensive category in the league. Their pitching's been good enough, and they have one of the easier schedules remaining in the league. They have 3 against the D-backs, 4 against the Rangers, and 7 against the Angels, who they typically play really well. So the Houston Astros, as much as most of you probably hate to hear it, are going to win the American League West this year. And lastly, the NL East. Who gives a Okay, no, I'm kidding. I actually already made a video on my prediction for the National League East. You guys can check that video out after watching this one. And I'm going to stick with my prediction from that video, and that is the Atlanta Braves will win the division this year. The Braves started slow. They've had countless injuries, but over the last 2 months, they've proven to be the best team in this division. They've been beating up on the bad teams, winning series against the good ones, and I just don't see them going on any type of extended losing streak. They have a somewhat tough schedule, but they have some easy ones in there. They'll have games against the Diamondbacks, the Marlins, and the Washington Nationals. The Philadelphia Phillies are kind of like that Jeff Fisher meme, you know, the old football coach. Are you at 500? Good, do nothing. Are you 1 game over 500? Lose a game. Are you 1 game under 500? Win a game. The Phillies are 2, yes, count them, 2 games over 500 right now, just 2.5 games behind the Braves, but I don't think they're a better team than Atlanta. And lastly, the New York Mets. My New York Mets. I hate them. Oh my God, I hate them. The Mets have more public humiliations this year than they do hits with runners in scoring position. Their manager is like a robot on low battery mode. They had players booing fans, and they'd rather drink bleach than get a runner in from third base with less than 2 outs. Oh, and they have a very tough schedule, matchups with the Yankees, Brewers, Red Sox, and Cardinals. They do have 13 games remaining against the Marlins and the Nationals, but they haven't even played those teams well, and they're both trying to tank. So with that, the Braves will reign supreme in the National League East for the 4th consecutive year. But Braves fans, let me stop you there. Don't pat yourselves on the back too much. It's like winning a beauty pageant against a bunch of pigs. And those are my predictions for the division battles in 2021. Let me know in the comment section below, guys, which of these do you think I got right and which of them do you think I got wrong? Tell me why I'm right, tell me why I'm wrong, tell me I'm an idiot, but be sure to subscribe so you guys can watch me crow if I do get any of them wrong. And guys, stay tuned for my upcoming video, most disappointing player from every MLB team in 2021.